Spring gardening holds a hidden trap, but if you plant too early, seeds rot in the cold winter dirt. Too late, and the summer heat stunts their growth, cutting your final harvest in half. The solution is a precise 30-day chronological planting window, stretching from mid-March to mid-April. This is when soil chemistry and air temperature align perfectly. Before we even touch a seed, the foundation must be set. Weeks prior to this 30-day window, you should have already integrated your compost, lime, and borax to prepare the soil's chemistry. Because successful gardening relies entirely on chronological sequence, we divide this 30-day window into 3 strict phases. Phase 1 runs from mid to late March. Here, we deploy the cold-hardy vanguard: potatoes, peas, spring radishes, and leafy greens. Take a look at this seed potato. You need to manually process these by slicing them into pieces. Make sure each cut isolates exactly 1 to 2 eyes, the small dimples where the sprouts are concentrated. Bury these pieces 10 to 15 centimeters deep. Place the freshly cut surface facing downward so the sprout reaches directly up toward the surface. Next, get your spring radishes and cabbage in the ground. If you delay these into April, the rising temperatures trigger bolting. The plant will rush to produce a flower instead of growing the edible root or leaves you want. For peas, spacing dictates the vertical yield. Dig holes exactly 30 centimeters apart and drop 3 seeds directly into each hole. Deploying these crops right now capitalizes on the cold temperatures. It forces them to establish deep, robust root architectures before the spring heat pulls their energy into surface growth. We move into Phase 2, the late March to early April transition window for green onions, carrots, and cilantro. Notice how these marker pins overlap our first phase. The ground is thawing, but the air is cool. When transplanting green onions, you must do something quite counterintuitive: slice off the top third of the leaves. Uprooting damages the fine root hairs. If you leave all the foliage intact, the damaged roots can't absorb enough water to sustain them. Cutting the leaves balances the root-to-leaf ratio, bypassing transplant shock entirely. For carrots, there is a hard rule: you must direct sow the seeds. If you try to transplant a carrot seedling, you will permanently deform the main taproot. Check out this cilantro seed comparison. The round sphere on the left is actually a husk containing 2 distinct seeds. You must physically crush and split that husk, like on the right, before planting to ensure optimal germination. Phase 2 requires hands-on intervention. Cutting leaves, splitting husks, and strictly avoiding transplants are the mechanical steps that guarantee these crops survive. Step 3 brings us to the early to mid-April window. Now we deploy the high-yield summer staples: corn and beans. For beans, wait for a specific environmental trigger. The physical soil must be noticeably warm to the touch. If you ignore this and plant beans into cold, wet soil, the seeds will simply rot underground before they ever break the surface. You can optimize your garden's footprint here. Plant your corn seeds directly into the empty spaces between the potato rows you established in Phase 1. You will know you've timed this correctly when you see rapid germination. Thick, strong cotyledons will push through the soil within a single week. Phase 3 requires strict patience. Waiting for that exact thermal trigger is how you maximize both your yield and your plot efficiency. Over these 30 days, you have successfully executed the complete chronological sequence. The system is now working in harmony. Your cold-hardy roots are driving deep, the transition seeds are germinating, and the warm crops are secured in optimal soil. Your immediate maintenance protocol over the coming weeks is moisture control. Specifically, making sure those delicate, newly sown carrot seeds do not dry out. The base architecture of the garden is complete, but as these plants accelerate their vertical growth, they will need physical infrastructure. Next, we build the trellis.